Okay.
We're glad that you're here today. This is the Chipley Farmers Market, which is a part of the Chipley Co-op. The other part being a shared community kitchen that is used for home canning as well as the production space for things that are legal to sell to the public in stores or stands or whatever you may have. This particular co-op is very informal in organization. It's a small unit. It's only done as a community service. Myself and some other people are volunteers that stay here normally from 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the time of year. And the people that produce the things that are in jars, jams, jellies, relishes, and pickles, or grow the things that are to be taken home and cooked or to eat, are all people in the local area.
Murray, if I said it was daytime right now.
To bring them up with tongs in deep water, and we would cull them right there, so you'd be putting the spawn and all back. The only thing you took to the house was the ones you wanted to roast, and even the ones you wanted to eat, we'd shell right there in the river over the oyster bed, so that you just kept them coming home.
Oysters.
But when you got it shelled out, you got a single good-sized oyster, and you got the lip of it, and you took this side, the heavy part, and you cracked the lip. Then you flipped it in your hand like that, and you use this to slide up in the open lip and crack it open, and then turn it all the way back.
So when you have one of these oyster things, I'll be there.
Yeah. I just told him to keep him.
Tricia, you gonna be with him in a minute.
Can you be quiet, please?
Watch this. Watch this.
Hey, you called me.
Tricia, I thought you said 1:15.
Sure.
I thought you said 1 o'clock.
Alright.
Oh, really?
I thought it was Pebble.
A little bit of family in upstate Georgia.
Where do you mean upstate Georgia? Where is Georgia?
What is brought in here, there is sometimes, not always, a small amount of their money is used to pay the utilities. The building is furnished by a local business, and things are brought. We usually have eggs, we make our own pimento cheese, we make our own cornmeal from local corn. We also grow sugar cane in this area, and we make our own cane syrup. All of this, the cane syrup is cooked like grandfather did in a kettle where the thing was ground. The cane was ground. Nowadays we do use power instead of a mule to pull the mill. The cornmeal that we have is ground in a stone mill run by water power, just like grandfather did it many, many years ago. But as I say, the organization of the co-op here is very informal. We try to get together several weeks ago, starting in January, to start plants and get seed for everybody. We buy it bulk, so we save money. The greenhouse that you saw earlier is a greenhouse that's used to grow the plants for the people who are in the co-op, as well as local gardeners. We do grow more than the co-op needs. We also have a local beef man or cattleman who raises natural beef, grass-fed, that he brings in after it has been properly slaughtered and packaged in a state-inspected station. Many other co-ops around, and when you get into big co-ops like the ones that deal with cotton and peanuts and this type of thing, of course, that becomes something that's subject to corporate management. But when you have a co-op like this, it is just a group of people, producers and other people who get together to try to create a facility where people that make things or grow things can bring them here for people to buy, and anybody who is in the area can buy at any time. As I said, it's strictly a community service and totally non-profit. Now, sit down. Now behave yourself. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Be still. Now. Good boy. Good boy. Last one. Last one. Okay. No. Sit still. Sit still. Plug usually can be done just in a little tray or something, but in the greenhouse we use these trays because we handle a quantity of them, and we take tweezers and we put a seed in this little plug, and the plug is in here, and those are in the greenhouse, which you will see a picture of, and they will sprout in the greenhouse, and we start those in the weather when it's still quite cold. That's the purpose of a greenhouse. I'm not sure exactly where the name came, except that probably it was a place that they could grow things green when it was still snow on the ground and places are very cold or whatever. The plants then grow and they will get this size and bigger, and then they will be ready to go into the garden. But you cannot take a plant directly out of a controlled temperature greenhouse situation and put it out in your garden with full sun or even partial sun. We have to do something that we call acclimation or hardening of the plant, which only means that it is put into a shade house, as the one that I'm sitting under, where the plant does not receive full sun, where it is allowed to gradually adjust itself to the sun and to the outdoor temperature and sun and whatever. After we get it ready to go out there, then they take this plug, and we never handle these plants by the plant. That is one of the reasons we use this plug system rather than soil. because with soil it's quite difficult at times to get the plants out of the little containers or whatever they come in, and keep the soil bald. But if you take this, you never have to touch the plant, because you take this and you push a little hole in the ground, you put this down, and you make sure you always firmly pack the soil around the outside and in the bottom. One of the things you never want to do is to put a plant in the ground with this or a bare root plant that doesn't have a plug. You don't want to ever leave an air pocket at the bottom of the hole that you put it in, because it will dry the roots out and the plant will either die or not develop as it should. These little plugs you can see here, where the roots from the plant, even a plant this small, the roots are already coming out. So like I say, you never take the plant by the stem, you always take this by the plug. And when you put this plug in the ground, in the hole that you have prepared, you take your fingers and push it down tight. Make sure you get rid of the air pocket, and then to kind of push the soil together around it. And this will grow off much better and much faster than any plant that has been sprouted in soil, because it is contained. You have given the plant no shock. You have not shocked the root system. You have not shocked the stem of the plant, bruised it, or anything whatsoever. Cut it off a minute.